So here's an example. If a 6-foot 3-inch man is standing 18 feet from the base of a tree and is looking at a nest in the tree at a height of 50 feet, how far is the man's eye from the nest if his eye is 6 feet from the ground? Okay, so to do this problem, we have to assume that the tree is standing straight up, that it's not like slanted or something. We wouldn't be able to do this problem in that case because we wouldn't have enough information. We would have to know how slanted it was. So, and we can also assume the man is standing straight instead of standing crooked. So what matters is not that the man is 6 foot 3 inches. What matters is where his eye is, right? Because it says, how far is the man's eye from the nest? So it says his eye is 6 feet from the ground. So apparently he has a forehead that's 3 inches high, which we don't really care about. So I drew this little picture representing where his eye is. It's 6 feet from the ground. So this is the ground here. Okay, and then you have a tree that's 18 feet away. Okay, and there's your tree. And you don't care how tall the tree is. You just care, well, you just care where the nest is. So the nest is in the tree at a height of 50 feet. So he's standing here, and he's standing over here. Here's his eye, and he's looking at this nest that's up here. So the picture looks like this. I'm just following what it says, right? It's kind of nice it all came out with integer feet instead of feet and inches. So the distance is the thing we're trying to find, the distance between his eye and the nest, which is this x. I just made up a letter x for that. So you can see there's a right triangle in there, but you'd have to cut it off. You'd have to put a horizontal line in here to make the right triangle. So I'm pretty sure that's what I did next. Yep. And the length of that is 18 feet still. And that means that the other leg of this triangle is 15 minus 6, because the height of this little rectangle here is 6. So 6 plus 44 is 50, right? So this was 50 minus 6, 44 feet. So the triangle is 18, the two legs are 18 feet and 44 feet. And so from that I can find the length of the hypotenuse, right? Because 18 squared plus 44 squared equals x squared. Okay. Combine the two numbers. Use a calculator if you want. I get x squared equals 2,260. And then I just did the square root of 2,260, and I got 47.54 feet. The problem should have said how many decimal places to round it off to. When I wrote it, I didn't write that in. So I should have put in here, round off to the 2 decimal places, or to the hundredths place, and it would end up like this. 47.54 feet. It's not going to be more accurate than that for sure, right? Because you're not going to be exactly 18 feet from the tree. The nest is not going to be exactly 50 feet. It's going to be a little off. Okay, so that's that problem.